Hello everyone and welcome back guys to the finale of the GT Sport ILR GT League, where today we're here at Interlagos. And for this one, obviously I must admit I haven't done particularly, well I say particularly any, I didn't do any practice for this one unfortunately, I just completely forgot. Got a bit sidetracked with some Assetto Corsa over the last few days as well. But yeah, looking forward to the finale. Unfortunately no highlights from last week as well. I may have accidentally deleted the footage, but it was actually a very good race, unfortunately, as well. But here we are then at the finale. For some reason they're deciding to short shift up into second gear off the launch and still getting an absolutely horrific start to this race. So we're going in towards turn 1 there. We did start up in I think P12 there, but we run a wheel on the grass, completely run ourselves off the road at turn 1 there. And now I really do need to try and get my head back into it, you know. I'm sort of a bit phased out going into this one, you know. With GT Sport it's a bit weird, you just jump straight into the race, you do sort of practice, counts as qualifying, so it's all a little bit funny. But yeah, as we come down in towards turn 4 though, as you can see, it was a good job I got all out of shape at T1, because, well, I would have probably been involved in what was a fairly big incident there, a fairly big shunt between a few of the drivers there. But yeah, that moves us back up into P12 of this race there. So overall, you know, it's not actually been too bad, and especially with everyone so bunched up at the start, it doesn't really cost me all too much time here as we come now down in towards this twisty middle second here. And I must say, Interlagos on this game is absolutely horrific in my personal opinion. I don't know how they've managed to ruin such a brilliant circuit, but it's just not particularly fun on this game. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just these cars or what. Yeah, unfortunately, just not particularly enjoyable there. We got a car running wide through the final, well, in towards the final sector there. Michael Davies there ran massively. Yeah, not too sure how he ended up all the way out there doing some lawn mowing there. But through the final couple of corners, though, out of Jung Sa, we're going to be able to get past J-Luke here. And we might be able to try and look past this other car here, I think of Dizgel. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Overall, there, we can see as we come down the start-finish straight, he's just going to give me a punt. And I didn't know what this was all about there. And, well, if you have a look, he's going to do it again. So I'm really not too sure what to do about that one, but I don't really want to go side by side with him in towards turn 1. I'll be completely honest, I thought at this stage, you know, it might be like a safety car being called out in the party or something, so I let them both back through, but, you know, it appeared that no one was queuing back up or anything like that, so it was just clear, yeah, I don't know if it was desync or what, but he was just trying to crash into me for some reason, so yeah, not too sure what I make of that. We can see a couple of laps later, Renegade tries to get down the inside of him, and he just completely turns across him there, so clearly, you know, lack of spatial awareness, I think, is the best way to describe it, unless, as I said, it is desync. There, you know, let him be proven innocent before proven guilty here. As we come in towards the final couple of corners, though, J-Luke and Renegade getting all into each other there. As we come out of the final corner, we're going to try and have a run right around the outside of the pavement. I think Renegade has got a fairly decent run out of the final corner still. We've got Forcetix as well, trying to look up the inside maybe as we come in towards turn. So we're almost going 3 wide in towards turn 1 here. Renegade's going to break a lot early there, so Forcetix and me are basically going to zonta him there as we came through turn 1. We're going to give Forcetix the room on the outside through turn 2 there. He just about was able to keep the nose in there, so we will give him the run on the inside, and he will hold on to P9 there. So overall, good little battles off the start of this race. And now as we break in towards turn 4, the Renegade is just going to completely miss his braking zone and send me out to what is effectively, I think, the south part of Sao Paulo. I don't know, we had a nice little exploration around Sao Paulo there. That's going to leave us all the way back out down at the rear of the field, miles back from anyone else. He did apologise to me after the race, that, you know, fair enough, mistakes will be made, but yeah, unfortunately that just left me right down at the rear of the field. We would slowly but surely make our way back up through the order though over these next few laps. You know, well, we'd at least attempt to. We made back up pretty much all of the time, and unfortunately by this point everyone's sort of spaced out from each other as well here as we come through in towards sector 2. The Renegade's going to lose the back end on the curb and take me for another joyride there as we go into the wall. So not exactly the best race so far for myself. I feel I just ended up getting involved with other people's mistakes throughout a lot of the early stages of this race, and unfortunately with the way GT Sport works, that basically means you've got no chance of getting back up the order there, which is very, very frustrating on the whole, but, you know, sometimes you just get that. As we move on, though, to lap 10, you can see a lot of drivers now starting to make their first pit stop of the day. I try and shake it up a little bit, go for a longer first stint here. I know a lot of drivers, usually just every race is just a 2-stop, but, you know, I was going to try and change it up, see if I can make the 1-stop work in this race as well here. Obviously, really nice to see, obviously, in this race. Obviously, that would be quite important throughout the second half of this race. So you can see we are on lap 11 though, so we are slowly but surely making our way back through. By the time it was our you know, turned to make our pit stop, we were back down to P10. So, you know, we were sort of holding a bit of a meh race, unfortunately. We had the pace, I think, to keep up with the mid-pack, but we didn't really have, you know, much more pace that we were able to close up enough throughout the entirety of this race, which, you know, was very, very frustrating on the whole, especially with all the incidents at the start. As I said, we would try and go for the one-stop race, though, try and make it work. In the end, I can confirm I actually pit right towards the end of the race there as well. The tyres were going off right towards the very end there. But we would come out the pit lane back down in P11, if I'm not mistaken here. So we would stay out ahead of Renegade here. I think the position counts are a little bit funny, to be honest, when you're in the pit lane there. Yeah, we will come back out in P11 here, and hopefully now we can try and close back up to Owen towards the end of this race there. Still, you know, it's not over all just yet, and obviously that is really, really important to remember there. As you see, by lap 15 here, the midway stage of the race, he actually had to make another pit stop here, so not too sure what that was all about. But yeah, that would move us back up into P10 of this race, which is obviously really, really important for ourselves. So yeah, back up into the points. Obviously, it is a standard sort of F1 point scoring system for this series there. So yeah, back up into the points for myself. Fairly decent, fairly happy with that. We would slowly but surely be able to close up to the rest of the field there. We'd have another disconnection there, which would move me up into P9. But at the end of the day, though, Jamie would make it win 10 from 10. An absolutely dominant season by him. He did a last to first in this one, but yeah, still was able to win it there. I think he nearly scored double the points of Chris in P2 by the end of the championship as well. So a dominant display by him. But yeah, on this final lap, though, we would be in P9. We were slowly closing up to J-Luke here, but it would just not be enough towards the end of this race there. So yeah, a little bit frustrating at the end of the day there. But in, you know, in our 3 races that we did on GT Sport, I would be able to score points in all of them. We had a brilliant race out in a Dragon Trail there, where we'd actually come through for P5 at the end of the day. But a P7 at Suzuka, a P9 in Interlagos, considering all the incidents, and unfortunately I got roped into towards the start of the race. That I will take, you know, I'll take 18 points at the end of the day there. You know, overall a fairly sort of solid end to the season. You know, happy that I could join, you know, be there roughly there or thereabouts on the pace in terms of the mid-pack. But yeah, through the final corner, down towards the line, that is going to be it from GT Sport this season with ILR. I might try and find another league that, you know, does racing over the course of the week. Nonetheless, obviously, you know, still do a few more league races down the line between now and next season. But yeah, from what I gather, next season will not be starting until most likely next year, which is a little bit sad to see overall. But yeah, even though in our 3 races that we race in this series, we would still come P12 out of 18 there, ahead of Veteran Renegade, Owen, Munna, Nanjo, and Aussie as well. So quite happy overall with that. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new around here as well, and if you want to see more GT Sport on the channel. But I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.